Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo, and this is another review of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, a review of your map, and today it was submitted by Sobato. Sobato sent me one a long time ago, but the frame rate was just not good enough because he, or she, they, got to do way too much on the map and I was not able to show it. And I'm so happy that they sent me another one right here, right now, because there's so much detail on this map. It's unbelievable. So I'm not kidding. This map has so much detail. It is awesome. It looks great in every single corner that I've looked so far. We only, quotation marks there, we only have 66,000 citizens, which is a pretty good number if you ask me. We're only in 1995. And as far as I know, Sabato played this as mostly cosmonaut mode. Some of the walls they placed automatically later on, but everything was kind of built from scratch. Uh, Map, Fjordland. I don't know if I mentioned that, but now I mentioned it again. We're in Fjordland. I'm guessing this is the starting city, and one thing that sticks out to me right away is the starting city actually looks planned. It looks very deliberate. It looks very on purpose. It looks very defined. Like, there was a plan for this. There was a plan for this right at the beginning, and it looks awesome. Have a look at, well, here's the border post. So there you go. There's the double road that comes in. I don't know if this comes on Fjordland like this, or if this was something that Subaru added later on, but it looks pretty cool to me. But no, we have the two-lane highway going through the whole map, and I'll show you that later, and then the rail following that as well. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, what do we have here? The city starts out relatively normal. I want to say normal, yeah. Besides that, it's actually planned. It looks like only buildings are here that are supposed to be here. And the thing that sticks out to me is look at all the different trees around the city. Over here, we have some industrial business going on, and it feels like they've played with the texture on the road here, because this is not just road stuff happening. This is actual painting the ground a little bit and making it look different in different places. And then look at these bushes, these brushes. The tree is just in the middle of a little park here. Some buildings that could be office buildings, but work really well as just residential buildings. Pretty cool. And then obviously again painted with the other paint tools that are available as well. Like everything here, this is asphalt and this is gravel paint, and it's a lot of work. And even the power lines that we have here, I'm actually surprised to see. Let's see how this is set up. I'm a little surprised to see only two lines coming off here, but that makes sense because I actually don't use this switch, but it's just a straight through switch. Makes perfect sense. I like it. I like it a lot. And he only, oh, we have a couple small power lines here too for the high voltage for the industrial area. But overall, it looks very deliberate, very cool, very nicely done. Then you have little details like over here within the road part by the city, not everywhere, but by the city, it's just filled in. And then on the side, you have this piece of that could be just a promenade or a place where people can run back and forth. It's just nicer than just mud and dirt. And yeah, again, the trees in different places, all of that is very beautiful. We're just in the first city. I haven't even shown you everything yet, but I'm super excited about this. These coniferous trees, just being the columns that they are, placed in really nice places. These are actually pretty cool buildings, and if you live here, you actually get a really nice look on the farms. I think that's worth it. Buildings, I really feel like all of the mods that I've seen so far, well, that I've seen that you haven't seen yet, feel very, very appropriate in all these areas, and that's pretty nice. Even the percentages feel very appropriate, so really, really nice. Awesome. And then you have simple details like this. I know Kayamaya, you did this too, and you shared in the Discord how you get the angled fences done like this, like Sapporo. And over here you see the waved angle. And I just want to tell you, the viewer, how you do that, because it does look a lot nicer if you don't have to use the other pieces. The thing is, if you build a fence, by default, it's straight. If you connect to the fence and then you turn around somewhere, by default, it is curved. So what you need to do is assign that one, and then try to... What is it? I thought there was... oh gosh, I already forgot how to do this. But there is a way, which is, I'm pretty sure is what you did there, to connect these with, oh, there you go. Just instead of zooming in, you zoom all the way back out. I don't know if that works on all pieces. Can we do that here? Yeah, apparently you can take out all of the curve now. So there you go. You can make really nice, sharp angled turns on your walls. I like it. But that's not important. just throwing that out there. You probably knew that. I thought that was a different trick to that, but apparently not. So if you want sharp lines, there you go. And this is what they were telling me. They built everything cosmonaut mode, but then it came to these walls, and the only way you can build these is with helicopters. There's not really a good reason to have helicopters right here, right now, because it's fine. And you don't need the fence post or the guard post to get in here. So this is pretty awesome. I really, really like this. And also looking at the stats, only 3% unemployment. That's awesome. Really happy, really healthy people. So overall, this republic is in humongous shape. Humongous. I want to give you a quick preview of what's coming next, because there has been an update. Well, there will be an update. This button. Change workplace depot for all vehicles. So you can now just select something, and as long as you build the same buildings everywhere, you can just move vehicles around without having to click every single one of them. I think that's amazing, at least for construction offices. I don't know what all this is actually true, but it's a great start, right? This little button right there. Love it. Cool. So that's the first city, and then let's just keep going. We have a little steel mill over here, and a smaller one, so a starter steel mill, but it still feels like a good size. It feels like just about half the size of the vanilla one. Looks pretty. And then again, more detail over here. Just filled this in nicely, made it really nice black asphalt just around the industrial area. It takes so much time to line these up perfectly that they're actually in the exact line that you want them to be, but they did it. And then these feel like two really nice starting points where you have iron right here and coal right here. But hey, that's cool. That's fine. That works for everyone, I think. What is going on here? Construction office. Oh, there has some cranes in it, probably just for terraforming. Cranes, excavators. But look at this. Like, everything is exactly where it needs to be. I kind of really like these storages too. They're not humongous, but they're more than big enough to run a small steel mill. So everything seems to work perfectly. I love it. Was there? Yeah, there's a small prison right here, and I'm pretty sure you have. I saw one prison bus going up to the mines up here. So they are working and they are being busy. Beautiful. This looks like a geothermal heating plant. Sure. Maybe I should use them more. Maybe not, but that's fine. Look at the fields. All the fields have details. They are placed really nice, but the aisles, it's not really an aisle, but every space in between has some trees placed there by hand. This is not how the map came. Just trees there by hand, and it just looks pretty. It just adds so much more if you add just a couple columns of trees. Here you have this long straight avenue just surrounded by trees. It just looks a lot more pretty. And then you have the backdrop of the big lake, river thing, whatever this is. I'm pretty sure this connects to the big water piece. But it's just nice. And then you're just in this valley of tall mountains all around you. Beautiful, beautiful work. Oh, the map and the player. Just gotta be specific here. Over here, we have some pretty nicely planned. There's a farm, kind of fits in. That building fits in really well. I think this is a vanilla farm. That's pretty cool. Then we have this warehouse, probably for the city, with some trucks already parked here. You have some clothing and more clothing. That is pretty cool. I'm assuming this is for importing and exporting, potentially. I honestly don't know, but everything's kind of taken care of, and that is beautiful. Cool. Let's move on. What do we have over here? Just a big distribution office that takes care of a lot of whatever needs to happen here. That makes sense. And then this, I think, is really cool. Just having the parallel run of road next to rail, next to a distribution office for rail that's right next to it, that fits kind of right into this. If you look at the big vanilla ones, I don't think they would have fit here this well, but this is just like very rural, smaller community area that just has a small building there, but with a lot of trains in. Just a big rail yard, effectively. I think this looks great. Great choices, great everything. And then you have the power lines just running on the side. That makes perfect sense. Over here, another storage for grain, and then a nice pickup here with a really long lead to actually be able to export this. That makes perfect sense. And more just details. These are I guess it's construction office. This is a construction office too, but it fits there. Then you have a little, I don't even know what this is, container? Oh, so it's a distribution office. Beautiful. And then you have a little warehouse over here. Just a lot of stuff that kind of fits in here. It's just like a big utility. It's not a store. Just a big utility firm. And then again, you have the trees all around them. Beautiful. Beautiful work. Can't say it any other way. Over here, zoom out a little bit so we can actually see it. But a big fuel refinery setup with, oh, this is nice. That's a mod that I haven't seen before, but just a longer, full-length fuel loading unloading station. Very nice. And then you have the pipes here that don't do anything funky. And yes, you will see this a lot in this safe. That instead of forcing the pipes to go over and under like I usually do, he forced the pipes to go always under. So I'm pretty sure, here, F3. Pretty sure this is just a pump. I didn't know that you can actually connect the pump directly to the outlet. Oh, I don't think it is. No, there's a little bit of pipe just in between you. Oh, that's just the detail in this. That's great. And look how this looks. There's just a road going up to the pump, but they're not going through the pump. That just looks really, really pretty. I love it. And again, there's more painting going in here, and all the trees that just get placed there meticulously. Yes, if you play Cosmonaut mode, you do have a lot of time in between just to wait for things to get done. I am awful. I am the worst at using that time for something productive, like making the map prettier. I need to do that more. Absolutely, absolutely need to do that more, because there's more than enough time in between those times. So yeah, need to do that. More power lines just running through here. I'm surprised to see not the biggest power lines, because that's what I always do, but it's not necessarily a good thing either. So I love it. What do we have here? Gas powered. You take fuel and you make power. Makes perfect sense right here where we are. There's a lot of smoke going on. How do you get workers here? Are you just doing buses? Yeah, I think you're just doing buses. There's a bus station that just separates them out to these places. I don't think that you have to set up the percentages, but maybe at some point that was necessary. But you have simple details like these two buildings. Distribution office, 2 of them. They're tankers. I'm assuming they fill up fuel wherever it's needed. But it's just nice to have them this close together and have them actually look nice. What is this guy? Fire station. Makes perfect sense, and it's actually populated. I would think 2 trucks is not enough, or 24 people is not enough to put out a fire in an oil refinery, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. I had big fires in a coal factory recently, and 6 cars were enough. So about 50 or 60 people were needed. Again, cars don't actually matter. It's the number of workers worker spaces that each fire car truck has. That's what matters, and you just need a large amount for certain buildings. But very nice. Then you have more storages here. You have something, heliport. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were done with this map, but this makes me think maybe you're expanding this even more. Love it. Just love how it looks. And then this map, let's zoom out so you can actually see the whole thing of it. Clouds, you're in the way. You see how straight this is? You see how planned this is? You see how laid out this is? This is all super on purpose. And I'm not sure if having the gravel roads come out here has a specific reason. At some point I thought the road type actually changes your fire station reach, but it doesn't anymore. But here's the other thing that I said you're probably going to see a lot. You see this? The pipes run underneath every time. And it's just symmetrical. Everything looks the same, but in a good way. And the way these pumps are actually placed makes perfect sense. Let's find one. Where are you? Here. Let's find a pump jack so you see what I mean. I'm pretty sure there's one green spot. You see it right there? I can barely get something. But the way these are placed is pretty simply, you cover this one, and then this one covers most of the next one. This one covers most of the next one. And you want to keep your dots green that are really close to the pump. And the further they go out, the less they're important. So I wouldn't be surprised if these all have a really high percentage. So you have 42, you have 42, and you have 53. So is this really high? No, but honestly, if you can get everything at 42% or so, then you get 3 tons, 3 or 4 tons from, oh, there you go, 3 tons. 3 tons of oil per pump all the time, but if you have a lot of these and you have a big enough field, then you can just take care of that in life. It's pretty good. Love it. No, I like how clean this is. I want to do it. I definitely want to go with the pipes underground, because it just obviously looks nicer. And yeah, keeping everything clean and straight. Love it. Heating plant, again, going underground with the pipes. Yeah, I get it. And then you have a nice little town here that's effectively a mountain town, but it's more compact and a lot of workers, because this one has to supply heat, radio, power plant here, the refinery here, and probably something else as well. Then it has a university here as well, which is pretty cool. That's pretty nice. But no, it's just pretty. And look, in the city, there's so much detail. All the trees. I usually plop mine in, but it looks to me that what this player did, Sabato, actually placed them deliberately in the places that they wanted them, and then put some gravel around it to make it look a little nicer. Plus, everything meshes together really well with the footpath. Just beautiful. Beautiful work. And then all the buildings are not just crammed in here. They are high capacity buildings. Yes, 540 there, 200 there. Oh, this is nice. It has two different sizes actually that you're using that stick next to each other. Very, very, very beautiful. I love it. Then you have nice traffic going on in here. A pretty reasonable bus station placed right there. Just overall, everything is being taken care of. Everything. There's a school. There's a fire station. All this. It's just nice. I mean, just look at it. This is just great. And yeah, everything is taken care of. I love it. What am I missing? Here we have some avenues where the trees are on the side. Very nice again, with more buildings, and as far as I can tell, they have everything they need. There's a shopping center there. It's even hard to tell that this is a shopping center, so I like that. A big sports hall, perfect, and then a cinema. Just everything's taken care of, and it's so clean and so neat, and everything's kind of taken care of. I love it. This looks great. More farms, because you can never have enough farms, so we don't have to go there. But the same thing with just trees in between the farm fields, and some roads are nice and clean. Some roads are still dirt roads. That's perfect. Got this set up. Uh-oh, party foul on the rail design, but still working. Thanks to, oh no, this rail can't go, but this guy can go forward now. So yeah, with the new rail system, this actually works. With the old one, I would just say get rid of this quick junction and make it one long orange junction. Yes, it will block you here potentially for a little while, but I think at some point you may run into an issue of someone getting really stuck here and then you can't do anything, and that won't be good. But for right now, obviously it's working, so keep up with that. Big coal processing plant in a place where you have one big coal mine, so that's beautiful. Wow, there's a lot of storage in here. That's very interesting. It's displayed here, has all these full storage units, but wow, that's a big thing, and you don't need an extra storage in between. That's actually kind of impressive. I like it. And then you just pump it out here. I guess you export storage. Yeah, got this guy with some coal carts. Beautiful. What's this? Brick factory? Yeah, just a brick factory. And then a bigger construction yard for, I think, gravel and concrete. So these are both concrete related. This one is the cement silo to get stuff in. This one is a bitumen silo. There are some big asphalt plants right here. Beautiful. You even have some stored here. Don't love these, but I get why you want these. So yeah, you just have two big construction offices that are just dedicated for these guys, and this is really interesting, making this a one-way road to get everything done. Pretty cool idea. I wonder if it increases your efficiency a lot, or if it's more for looks. Could be both, could be neither. I like it. And then yeah, you have some appropriate conveyors over here that do exactly what they need to do, and looks like one aggregate storage. Oh, it goes this way. One aggregate storage. I'm looking for the export. Where do they export it? What's this? Another cement plant. Another big cement plant. Interesting. And you take coal as well. Coal? Gravel? And cement. Oh, this is a cement plant. It's not a concrete factory. Got it. And then you export just the prefabs here with really extra long open storage. That's beautiful. I'm still surprised to not see an export or a transport for the gravel itself, besides this one. But maybe that's on purpose. Maybe gravel's just not worth exporting for you. It's not always for me, but every once in a while it's fine. The use of one-way roads is really interesting to me and intriguing to me. Again, I would like to know if this adds a lot to your efficiency or if it's fine. And yeah, here the other construction office is for building this whole area. Beautiful use of the paint stuff, of the paintbrush again. Very nice. And then open storage right here. And a single entrance to this whole area makes perfect sense in my mind. And yeah, nice, nice. Yeah, the storage does not get filled or unfilled a lot, and it looks like you're also using trucks to fill it. But I would think every once in a while, if you have a train fill this or pick up from, that you will come into a little traffic jam situation. But nothing terrible, nothing too bad, so that's cool. There's your gravel. That probably took forever to actually place there. I get it. What am I missing here? There was the city, yep. So we're just following this road. I will try to give or do a drive along if I find a truck that goes somewhere interesting. Yeah, here we have a nice bridge and a roundabout. I'm not sure if vehicles just go around or not, but it's just pretty and it works. It works again. So much attention to detail. All these trees are all placed manually. I don't know how much time that takes, but I can imagine it's a lot. Beautiful. Okay, let's just follow this road. What's going on over here? Wood cutting posts. Love it. Look how this looks. It's just like this little logging camp in the forest, and there's a lot of forest around them. That makes perfect sense. I like it. This city, maybe the biggest city? I don't know yet. Let's look at the map really quick. No, maybe the city up here is a little bigger. We're almost there, though. Big city again, with a nice long distribution office right here. That, again, it fits into the look of everything. The main building on the vanilla distribution office just feels a little too big, but over here, perfect. Makes perfect sense and does exactly what we needed to do. And you're doing it all with a single rail. And you're doing this thing. I need to do this. It almost looks like a double slip right here. And I've tried this a couple times. It's really hard to do, but it looks like you mastered it, so I got to play with it. Yes, since Peter added some assets here to have this flip show up, it's probably a little more annoying, but I wonder if you could turn this around too. The flip always shows up on the side that you start on with the rail, like always to the right of where you start. Maybe you'll be able to flip this switch around, but overall, I like it. I like what this is doing here. It's really tight and compact, and that's really hard to do in these scenarios, but I like it. These buildings are pretty cool, but I think they have a really small collision radius, and sometimes I feel like cheating, but I do want to kind of build building complexes like this. Reminds me of Berlin. Maybe Barcelona, but Barcelona is probably a little different. That's the picture you always see. They have a bigger central square in every building or in every block. In Berlin, the blocks are smaller because you can have multiple of those buildings on the same block, but they always have a courtyard that's really kind of like this. Sometimes it has stuff, sometimes it doesn't. Usually has at least trash pickup in there. But yeah, I like that. Ooh, and he has a huge distribution office. That kind of also fits because it is a very large city. What else do we have here? Pumping oil wherever you can with the same setup where it's just a little staggered left and right, so crisscross, staggered, whatever you want to call it there. Very nice. And more fields where you need them. Cool. TV station right here, that makes sense. It feels like you are mostly using modded residential buildings. I would say that makes your life a little bit easier, but Cosmonaut is probably hard enough as it is. The only reason it makes it easier is because some of the modded residential buildings have a lot higher density of citizens than the vanilla ones, and on a smaller footprint. So you can fit more people in a smaller area, and you don't have to make your cities as wide and worry about public transport in those. But I like this. I like this a lot. It just looks so pretty. And again, look at all those details. The conifers go everywhere where they belong, but they're not just plopped in. They're plopped in a radius or in a range that makes enough sense, and I like it. It's pretty, very prettyful. Okay, I wasn't sure if this was a turnaround lane, but no, it's not. It's just keeping the junctions to a minimum. We don't need them. That's perfect. That's lovely. What's this? Another big warehouse. Very nice. Heating station. I'm assuming there's some food production, or there's clothing here. There's fabric here. There's chemicals here. Very interesting setup, honestly, but nice and compact and pretty. I don't know if I would have thought of this, but hey, as long as it's working, that's fine. The problem I usually have with these setups is that these guys, the chemical plants, are not producing enough for what I need. So having only one chemical plant here feels a little odd, but I also get it. I don't know how early this was built, and as long as it does what it needs to do, cool. Brewery makes sense, and then food factory, yep, makes sense too. And you just get in a ton of crops. Beautiful. I'm assuming, yeah, you're pretty much maxing out everything. Maxing out everything by buses. That is impressive to me. I know the buses can handle a lot of people, but that's pretty cool. Oh, this is nice. This is a nice bus station. It just has a stop right at the end here, and you always have enough people left over to go over here to the fabric and to the other places. Oh, that's just nice. Oh, that's just nice. Nice little footpath there that feels very, very, very appropriate in that area. No, this is very nice. And you have an end station here. Looks like that. It's just pretty. I can't get over how pretty this whole safe is so far. I'm very impressed. But who cares if I'm impressed? I hope you guys are impressed, because I don't think you're going to see anything close to this from me when I build it. More farms. Yep. Still pretty with the trees. They're everywhere they belong to be. That is awesome. Looked at the time here quick. Just making sure that I don't go too long. Got some, looks like some touristy stuff going on over here. There's a hotel, there's a zoo, there's some attractions here, there is a Gorzen 3. And yeah, there's just some stuff going on over here with some museums, some of our trucks, just like a little thing put in the middle. Maybe even get tourists in through here. Why is this here and doesn't have anything checked? It must have been something older. Maybe it was for building something. Really don't know, but very pretty. Long train with a big choo-choo. I like it. No, this is pretty nice. And I kind of like this palette of sport. Yes, it does accommodate a lot of people, but it really fits into this area. And then the museum over here, the Pyramid Museum, is right. Looks like this is our first... Oh, it's just a heliport. Wow, I thought this was a construction office. I have no idea what your plan is with these guys. Maybe you use them for something for a while, but then when you don't need them, you don't need them. So you just let them sit there, which is perfect because it doesn't waste any fuel. This is more what I was thinking of for Berlin or Barcelona, where you have the squares with the courtyards in the middle. And look at that. Courtyards are filled in with trees. And the streets, the avenues, have the trees right on the street. And it's just, oh, there's so much time spent on all this. But again, in Cosmonaut mode, you do have the time to do this, so maybe use it. Love it. Cool city. Another distribution office that just, it doesn't even stand out. You don't even know it's there. It may look like part of the rail system at some point too. And maybe this was built before the rail distribution offices became pass-through. At the beginning, they weren't, and you had to build it this way, but now they're pass-through, and if you do this again, you may even put them directly on the main line, so they do look like just this tiny building that sits next to the line. It would look really, really cool. I think we have a chance, because of how the rails are laid out, that you could probably... no, don't do that. But you could probably build... No, stop doing the thing that you're doing. I'm trying to say is... it's not cooperating at all. I'm trying to say that you could probably build these rails. There you go. Build these rails like this. It doesn't connect to anything, but we could make the whole rail yard look that way. I think that could look cool. Minor point. I saw that earlier and was just like, maybe we can do that. That could look really nice, but not right now. The way it looks right now looks already really great. What else do we have? More industries here, more farms, and as you saw, food, alcohol, and clothing was already being produced, and they still had a lot of crops left over, so the amount of crops is appropriate. Cool. That just looks nice, having this triangle here. I don't even know why, but it makes perfect sense to have it there. And again, these buildings, having them lined up as they are, it's pretty. This all looks nice and clean, but not like not compacted together. Just like a big industrial complex, but a planned industrial complex that's not just squeezed together. I like it. Maybe I need to take a better approach at using buses for my transport, even for massive amounts of transport instead of trains, because then you can build this a lot better than just using trains and trying to have your train station everywhere. Also, not using a lot of passenger trains helps with your congestion on the network. So yeah, here again, bunch more distribution offices that do something. They seem to be specialized, which is perfect. Like 1 or 2 stops for all of them. Makes perfect sense. Chemical plant, here's the big one, which is pretty. We have a warehouse here, and it's really hard to see, but there's an connection here, so everything can get delivered to these guys for whatever they need. That's perfect. This guy, what do you do? Electric components, some components, I don't know what they're for. And then what's this? Plastics? Yeah, plastics factory just connected to that guy. We got some gravel here, we got some oil here, and everything is kind of delivered by trucks, which means you may burn a lot more fuel, but you have a lot more action, and you can build this compact, and it's nice. And even with this round street setup, you still making it look pretty with the paintbrush. Very nice, very beautiful, love it. Okay, let's continue. I don't think I'm missing anything here. Just on the outskirts, there's a prison. That's where people go. It's not part of the city, which means you're making your life a little harder by sending people out here by buses, but you're doing a great job. You're doing an excellent job at that. And as long as this number is green, you are just fine. So very cool. And then you are actually using a lot of these workers, I believe. Yeah, there's a bus coming over here right now. There's another bus there. We just take them to any of these workplaces. Cool. Very great. Looking at it now, maybe this could have been a good candidate for a bridge, but I don't think you have that much train traffic that you have to worry about that. It just could have been a candidate, but who needs it? Also, even this is pretty. You just laid these out right without having grid snapping, which I do have right now on this save, but you didn't have that when you were playing this, so kudos for making all of that look pretty. Highway goes through here. This one, I'm gonna wag my finger a little bit. If this is a highway, you should not have railroad just crossing it right now. But that's cool. That's fine. Got a little big bump in here, got a bridge in there, got a little tunnel here. I wonder if you pay as much attention to the grades as someone else I know. Wink, wink. I think that person knows exactly what I mean. Not sure if he watches right now, but yeah, no, it's just pretty. It's just nice. Very nice. Another big mine up here that seems to work just fine. You bring the coal down into this area, and then you have coal processing plants. Beautiful, and they all feed into something, and you just have another relatively big industrial setup right here into a full-size steel mill. Very nice. And we're actually producing, or we're actually using the steel for something. Maybe exports, maybe other things. And I would think this direct connection, I'm pretty sure from the steel mill, you can pick up the steel out of this storage if you send them directly to the steel mill. So all of that is pretty awesome. Looks nice. Another distribution office, makes perfect sense. There's the city over here, I would assume feeds the steel plant. That makes sense. Again, you have the columns, the conifers, just the greenery in general. You have a pretty clear theme of what buildings are appropriate in this playthrough. And I just like it. What's this? Hospital. Cool. What's this? Orphanage. That's vanilla. What's this? Kindergarten. No, school. This is school. And then just some buildings. But it's just pretty. Having another big prison here, I would assume it makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense right here, if there would have been a better place for it, but there you go. Then you have enough workers again for all of the industries that are happening on this side. Coal power plant, this guy, I'm assuming there's some underground wires that go somewhere. Very nice. Again, there's a steel mill, then you have the mechanical components factory right next to it. You have secret police and such, a big police station, a big city hall, all this. It's just nice. And then look at all the nice work with the walls that just go around government buildings. That's great. School or a university, very cool. And then, yeah, just more build out areas like this, and again, so much detail, just putting the trees around where they belong. I need to do that more. I really like it. Another big city here. More workers for the different industries. These conveyors, as much as I always complain, I'm going to use that word, complain about conveyors. These conveyors feel so appropriate. They're not super long, they're not super short. They do exactly what they need to do. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Gotta judge here. I'm gonna just zoom out from there. It's only because the episode that came out on Saturday this week had exactly that problem. It took me so long to figure it out, and eventually it was just like, yeah, whatever. Very cool. These look really nice. Just having them pointed against each other like this makes perfect sense. And you are... Oh, are these modded ones? Are these modded buildings? No. I've never been able to build... Oh, this is one of those conveyors. I've never been able to build these processing plants without having conveyors run over roads really weirdly, and then you're having to do something really funky with those conveyors. But in this case, you're doing it perfectly. I'm going to do that from now on. Because this looks a lot cleaner than what I do, and you can even do this with multiple. So you can put them in on this side. Now you could copy this, put the same thing on the other side, and have this guy have another conveyor run out here, and then you have a four processing plant setup. And I want to see one thing, because I think, oh, these are outs. There may be some conveyors here that have more outs on both sides, so we could combine them better, or if that's not the case, we could find something else out. But no, I really like this. It's really pretty. Oh, did Peter change? I think Peter changed some colors. Maybe not. Hard telling. This is also kind of cool, having this train just run through here on a bigger bridge, so it doesn't interfere with any life. Plus, probably is pretty level going out this way. I really, really like it. This is great. Just following up to the last piece of what we have going on here. Another distribution office. The distribution office feels very appropriately spaced. I don't know if it matters if I say that, but it just feels very right. Again, the trees everywhere look really cool. I need to do that more. I only did it once, I think, on a highway, but I put the trees in the middle, not necessarily on the outside, but on the outside looks a lot better. And even if you put them these tightly, they actually they do something. They just add to the feel. Look at that. That soccer stadium just sticks out, and they have a nice look on the harbor where we're building vehicles and railway cars or trains. Pretty cool. These are the railway kickers. I like it. That's very cool. And then the city overall just looks very planned and very clean, very nice. High level of detail again. Another prison out here. Makes sense. What's this? A really long rail depot. Oh, that's because we have the rail lines being produced here, from right here. So either they go on the ship, or they go to the depot. Makes sense. Like it. Same thing over here, but the ship that was here picking up vehicles already left. Is this a windmill? It almost looked like a windmill in the front, but it's not. So, yeah, what else do I have? Missing something, obviously. Again, these little stations in between that have, they're just utility places, I want to call them. They're not just that, but they feel very, very, very cool, very appropriate. Nice bridge layout here. They're pretty close to each other, and then you're able to make this turn here. I think this is the last city with the airport and the airplane production line, and yeah, again, a very clear tone, a very clear theme of what Subaru was doing here with all the cities. They look very, very similar, but not similar in a boring way. They just look very the same theme, but they're very different. Everywhere I looked, it's just pretty, it's high detailed. It's just overall a really nice feel to them, and they do feel like they're all in the same republic, and that's pretty awesome. Over here, as you can see, we just have a lot of stuff. This is actually a pretty cool layout for these. A lot of stuff here for helicopters and planes and all that other stuff. Having these full is actually pretty cool and impressive. If the bauxite setup here, the only very small complaint I would have is there is no storage in between here. There's only 100 tons of bauxite going in there. You don't have an in-between storage here. I do understand that this one produces exactly the amount of bauxite that you need for these guys, but I think you still would have want at least a 1 or 2 day storage in between. So in case this guy is not running for a few hours, that you can catch up on that. Only critique in the whole Republic that I've seen so far, and I think we can easily look past this because the production here and the consumption here is effectively the same. So as long as they're all similarly staffed, this does not make a difference at all. Very cool. Very, very, very cool with everything. Oh, this I thought was a really nice detail. You have the bauxite mine here, but you're not using trains, you're actually using trucks. But you have your trucks take the dirt road for some of the bigger trucks. so other vehicles don't go on that. But then you still have the nicer asphalt road right here, which your other vehicles can use. So your slow trucks don't lock up your traffic in your city for very long. And then they just make their way out here and drop it off inside the industrial zone. It's just very pretty. Having this one this close is a little scary, but okay. You have a coal drop up here, you have a coal pickup here. Oh, it just all works, and it's nice. You're using a lot of underground wires and pipes. Maybe I should do that too. Maybe I shouldn't. Hard to tell. But makes sense. F3 again. And yeah, no, it's been an honor. I don't want to sound full of myself, but I'm not sure that I have seen a prettier review yet. I know that there were a couple that get pretty close to this, and maybe they were better, but overall, the level of detail that I see here on a Republic that's not done, but it's reviewable because I can run my, what's she called? I can do, where's this one going? Are you going home? You are going home. It's not helping. I want a train that goes somewhere else so we can actually drive through the Republic. Okay, you're going somewhere. We're going to follow you. Cool. We're going to speed this up because it is a large Republic. We're going to do this and just enjoy the ride. But yeah, I don't know if there was a prettier Republic with more details yet. There were a couple that were really close to it, but this one really, really gives me a lot of inspiration of what I want to do next time, especially if you play Cosmonaut mode, which just means you will have a ton of time to wait for things to get done, especially in the very beginning, and then when you wait a little longer, maybe too. Yeah, look at this track. The track itself is so smooth pretty much everywhere. That takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to get this done this way. But again, when you have time, and you can make this work right. There is a city. We are lagging a little bit, but that beach over there is actually pretty cool. Get it autosave, go away. Got everything going on over here. Really nice. No. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy the ride. I don't know how far this one's going to go. Probably going to pick up some coal somewhere, but you enjoy the ride. And I thank you all for watching and Subaru for sending me the save. And I really hope I've been saying your username correctly and it's not different because I don't know. But again, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like this kind of stuff, or if you have a review that you want me to check out and show to everyone else, please send it to me via Discord. It's the best way. If you send it any other way, it's really easy for me to miss it. Discord, at least I get it at some point. And if there's time in the near future, I will bring it in the near future. If there's no time in the near future, I'll hopefully get to it later down the road. So, again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.